How you doing? This is the guy from Pittsburgh. And I heard Noory's Part 2 prediction show last night. And I'm always kind of amazed. All these predictors, a lot of them give vague generalities, not specifics. And then one caller broke me up when she talked about radiation destroyed the roofs of the houses of 3 of our neighbors. Now, radiation from Fukushima is getting blamed for everything, I guess. I know Noory said the other night it was in tuna fish. Made me feel real good when I opened up a can of chicken in the sea tonight. Might have the chicken in the sea soon that glows in the dark. You won't need to just keep it till Halloween. Open the can up. You want to carry candles in your Halloween pumpkins when you go trick-or-treating. Except where's the treat? And the numbers lady, she was flubbing her lines at one point. I think she might have been still hungover. George made a joke about how many bottles of champagne did you drink? Well, my question is, after 10 years of Noory broadcast, how many bottles of champagne do we, the listeners, have to drink before we dull our brains to the torture? I think we could destroy international terrorism, at least that done by Muslims and Muslim terrorists and Al-Qaeda and associated groups. Just beam Noory's show down to Gitmo. After about 2 shows, they'll be saying, please, I give up. I tell everything. I turn in everybody. There's no more Noory. No more Noory. We cannot take it. This is cruel punishment. Please, in the name of Allah, do not give us Noory broadcast. That would solve that. Then we could maybe pipe it into Congress, and they wouldn't be taking so many vacations because they get all their work done in like a week. And you make sure it wouldn't turn off. Just keep rebroadcasting, broadcast after broadcast. And they wouldn't pass so much bad legislation like Obamacare. Which, remember, you can keep your health insurance and you're going to get up to a $3,000 refund. Remember that lie? And, you know, yeah, that was, should play this music. Because every time Obama opens his mouth, the circus is in town. But anyway, the Noory prediction show was incredibly lame. Art Bell would snap him out. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. He kept a list. He'd say ding, 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 or bonk, bonk, bonk. Well, when Noory does a prediction show, it's all bonk all the time. He gives dings for things that weren't a ding. We got a major winter storm back east, and some guy predicts global cooling, new ice age. Noory says, yeah, we're in a new ice age. What the hell? I guess Noory went to the zoo for Christmas and saw a polar bear and thought it was a new ice age. You know, the truth is out there, but not on Noory. Anyhow, oh, hi, Bell Gabbers. And I will be doing remotes in 2014. As soon as I get my tripod, I'm going to be coming up with a proposal of a show. I'm going to do first one comedically and one straight, and then see if anybody's interested in it. Something that hasn't been done before. Satirizing shows like UFO hunters, ancient aliens, can't do much about ghosts. Don't have any ghosts around that I know of, except I think my bedroom is haunted by the ghost of my 2 cats. I keep hearing meowing in there when there's no cat in the bedroom. But I'll be doing that, locations around the Bay Area. But the predictions show Noory should end it. It's a lame specter of its former self. And there's not much else to say about it. I had to fight to stay awake tonight after I did my rap video. And I do pose the question to Art Bell, wherever you are, west of the Rockies, somewhere in the western United States, somewhere in Pahrump, somewhere in your double-wide trailer, your vast broadcasting complex. And I wonder, does your non-compete allow you to broadcast on ham radio, or did someone not think of that? And you're sneaking out broadcast every once in a while to all the hams around the world. I always wonder why they call them hams. I've never seen any hams attached to a ham radio antenna. But Art, a long time ago, someone gave you a time machine. And you were too afraid to use it. So I posed the question of the night. Are you going to dig that thing out of the closet and use it for two purposes? Either go back in time before you quit in 2003 and not quit coast to coast, or failing that, go back in time and never sign the contract with Sirius and stream your new show on your own network from your own house. Free your people from bondage. Damage their eardrums. Go back in time and stop the insanity that's nightly on Coast to Coast AM with George Noory. And another thing, Art, I'm convinced that listening to these things for 10 years is the real reason why one day, if there is a virus that mutates and turns it into the zombie-causing virus, it's because the people who've listened to Noory for so long, their brains will have dissolved from all the wrong information. Numbers ladies, John Vague Hogue, and where he says he's a little bit of Nostradamus and a little bit of John Hogue. That's like having oil and vinegar in the same bottle, and you mix them up, and they won't mix up exactly, but you know, it's a little bit oil, it's a little bit vinegar. So you know, if you get the zombies, the reason they crave the brains after listening to Noory for 10 years is they're not only craving the brains, but they're desperately trying to get back the intelligence they used to have, and they figure if they eat the brains, it will give them that innate intelligence. It's their own heads are devoid of brains. That's another thing I always wonder about zombies. Zombie bites you, you turn to a zombie. But you don't see the zombies eating the brains of the guy they just bit. He just magically turns into a zombie. And I guess he's still got a brain. But you don't see the zombies looking around, brains, 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 and they eat the guy they just bit and turns into a zombie. And I don't know how zombies walk around, because you'd think after a while they'd be rotting. And their legs and arms and heads would fall off. Never quite understood that. And I only watched about 5 minutes of The Walking Dead, and it was so gross I went, yuck, couldn't watch it. Anyway, Art Bell, dig out that time machine. It's way past time. Because the world cannot endure another 10 years of George Noory with his lifetime contract. We need you more than ever, and come back to Belgab. I'll take care of the trolls. I embarrass the hell out of them on my videos, like that troll Bardell and that other troll Yorkshire Pud. trolls are cowards. They're too cowardly to say what they mean openly. So they post their things, they scuttle out like a little crab. Like this crab right here, this Pokemon crab. They scuttle out across the screen and they leave their spore and they go back into the hole from whence they came. And it may not be as deep as Mel's hole, but it's deep enough. Alright, this is the guy from Pittsburgh. Oh, one more thing. One of Noory's guests said his daughter did a study on YouTube and found out, according to him, that for a video to go viral, it has to be no longer than 1.5 minutes. Now, think about that for a minute. Does that mean that any video that goes viral is like short attention span theater, exponential, off to infinity, like a calculator with about 8 gazillion numbers? You have an attention span of 1.5 minutes? Is this the kind of children that America and the world has raised? They can't stare at a screen for longer than 1.5 minutes? What do? Catatonically zone out like this? And you get the test pattern noise? I don't get that. There's got to be videos that have gone viral that last longer than 1.5 minutes. Someone's got to be watching stuff and reading. And I don't believe Noory when he says Jack Benny, George Burns, the Marx Brothers, Abbott and Costello wouldn't make it today. It's a different atmosphere. There's no vaudeville. But funny is always funny. And people have done one-man shows of George Burns and Groucho Marx. Gabe Kaplan did one of Groucho Marx years ago. He's a pretty good poker player, but he never makes the money on World Series of Poker. And people watched it and raved about it. Hal Holbrook did Mark Twain for years. People watched that too. It wasn't just old people. Noory thinks that the youth have taken over the world and the old people just sit cowering in their houses, counting their money and never leaving the house, never spending of it. And that's ridiculous. There's tons of older people out there spending. A lot of them are out at Walmart. A lot of them are out at country clubs. A lot of them out at Target. They're out there. They're in bookstores. I know an old retired couple, 2 teachers. They're sitting in the bookstore reading the Financial Times all the time. And the newspaper. They're not sitting at home. Yeah, some seniors sit at home at night for one reason. We need naps. No one told people about naps when you turn 50 or 60. And all of a sudden you're sitting there and you go, and your body says it's now time to take a nap. That's why we don't go out. We got to take naps. Naps are pain in the you-know-what. But we're stuck with that. And once you take a nap, what the hell are you going to do? You take a nap at 4, 5, 6 o'clock, at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Where the hell are you going at 9 o'clock? Nothing's open. So I think you're wrong, George Noory. Older people don't go out at night because they're napping. And also, there's another thing. What do they got to identify with? They got America's most special music or whatever it is. It's Simon Cowell and stuff like that. And the only thing some old people watch is Lawrence Welk. I didn't watch that guy when he was on, but my parents tortured me with it. We could beam that to Gitmo, too. 20 or 30 years worth of Lawrence Welk. That would torture them, since they can't stand Western music. Have a bunch of guys playing a, what is that thing? Accordion. That would fix them right up. So, you wonder something, George. You ever thought about people watch older television shows in the 60s? And they remember them fondly? Because they don't like a lot of the crap that's on television now. I'm not talking about NCIS and the 57,000 different crime scene investigation show. People like that stuff. And there's a new Sherlock Holmes coming out in England. coming to America on the 19th of January. I'll watch it. Some of the old stuff was good, some of it was bad. But some of it was a hell lot better than some of the, People's Court, and Steve Wilkos, and Divorce Court. And I had to laugh yesterday when I saw Paternity Court. I said, oh my God. What's next? Embryo Court? Condom Court, where the sperm is in the condom before it comes out into the egg? What's next? A sonogram court, where they sue you when the baby's still in the womb? I mean, they're getting desperate for programming. And then I got a link the other day that said the Duck Dynasty guys wear fake beards and camos. They look like regular guys in Missouri or wherever they are. And they don't really wear beards. It's all fake. It's all scripted. I can believe it. Nothing's real. Except me, maybe. I ain't faking nothing. I have props and all kinds of stuff. But it's still me. I'm still George. I'll always be me. I put a tie on last night, a shirt. Shocked I gained too damn much weight to close the shirt. My resolution this year is lose more weight. I've lost some. My pants keep falling down. But guy wanted me to go get a suit. I hate suits. But I'll wear them for the videos. But I'm going to have to get a bigger shirt size. It ain't easy. Dress shirt for a guy like me might cost $60. But I'll do it. But I got to lose this. Stop eating junk. Maybe even stop eating my beloved cocoa. Anyway, this is the guy from Pittsburgh. Not going viral with this one, folks. I hope you had a great New Year. If you're a Michigan State fan, I hope you're happy. They won. Oh, yeah, that's one more thing. I tried to watch the Rose Bowl parade. It was only on one channel. I can remember when that thing used to be on 2-3 channels. And they'd have guys doing the one in Philadelphia with the mummers, with the Shriners in the little cars. And every time a band came up, here's the Pasadena City College Band, and they start talking about the band, and I'm going, will you shut the hell up and let us listen to the damn band? They do it every... Here's the float. It's got kitties and dogs on it. We're going to talk for 5 minutes describing the float. They had a float for Beverly Hills Animal Rescue, and they don't kill the dogs and kitties, and they find them homes, and that's great. And Hugh Hefner's wife was on there. I'm not sure which wife it is. He keeps having wives leave him and then come back, and then they live away from him, and they got kids, and then they move back in the mansion. And you need a scorecard for Hefner. But every time there's a float or a band or something, they talk for 5 minutes. You can't hear a note. Drives me crazy. Then they tell you how this year was not as cold as last year. It's always cold on New Year's Day in Pasadena. They got to walk 5-6 miles. They got to ride on those floats. They had a guy on a float that won an award, and the guy was dressed like a butcher. I bet he froze his you-know-what off. He had a butcher's apron on, a pair of pants, and a short-sleeved shirt. And he's got to do that for 5 or 6 miles. I probably have to pry him loose from the flowers. Well, anyway, I'm going on a little bit, but that's one of the things that drives me nuts. All these parades, and they just won't let you watch the damn thing and be quiet. I hope you had a great New Year's. I hope you didn't drink too much. Hope you're all safe. Didn't get in any accidents. And you have a better New Year than last year and a better year. May we all be well, safe, healthy, happy, and maybe make a few bucks here and there before the government takes it away. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.